I didn't know the movie and I watched it, and but then it really stayed in my mind, and it was so weird. And I was like, I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking, well, God, how would I do my version? And I thought it would be interesting. It stayed in my mind. I thought it'd be interesting to do the same story, but from the female character's point of view, because it's a story about this group of women and one man, and it's a very heightened situation. But the original film had been made from a guy's point of view, so I thought. I went back to the book and looked at how I would tell this story, and I just like the premise because it's such a crazy, extreme premise, and it's about kind of power between men and women, but in such a extreme situation, and the idea of looking at a wartime from the point of view of the women that are left behind in the South, and they were raised to be these Southern ladies, and now they're kind of left behind, trapped in their world. You know, you always try to make it personal and try to give personalities to the characters from people you know or aspects of yourself, and you know, try to relate to the characters even though it's such a different time, and try to put yourself into it. And yeah, and I loved that it had elements of things that were familiar to me. This very kind of feminine, beautiful world, and kind of the pageantry of their Southern lifestyle. I don't know, does that make sense? Yeah. But so it had this kind of beautiful feminine world, but then the story, it has violence and it's very gothic. And so for me, it was fun to do something outside of my work. I've never done anything in sort of this kind of genre, but how to approach it in my own way. So that was challenging and interesting to me. My tendency is to be on the subtle side, so kind of push myself to be a little more. There's more dialogue and a little more kind of. I don't know if Colin was teasing me that it's like, oh, this is an action movie to you, because I'm like, there's guns and a stuntman and blood, and we were shooting the scene where Nicole's character, Miss Martha, is stitching up his wounded leg, and we had the special effects makeup made this really gory wound, and we're getting close-ups of the blood, and it looked really realistic. So that was, I've never shot anything like that, so it's been fun to have this mix of beautiful dresses and then a little gore. It's been so great to have my team that I love to work with, and we've done a lot of commercials and films together with Anne as a designer who I've known, you know, for 20 years, and I love working with Yuri and Stacy on the costumes. And Stacy's never done this period before, so neither have I. And so it's fun to approach something in a way we haven't done before. And we just have a shorthand, so it's really nice because they know what I would like, and we all kind of have the same taste or understanding of how we're approaching it. I love working with Philippe Lassorde, who's such an artist, and early on we looked at references and talked a lot about the feeling of the film, and then he really came up with this look, and we have smoke machines every day. I've never seen so much smoke, and candlelight, and he's really made this sort of ethereal look that I feel is really specific to our story. Yeah, I'm so excited for our cast. It's really my dream cast, and to be able to really have them. And when I was writing it, I was picturing Nicole as Miss Martha, and then to see her on set, and it's exactly how I imagined. Of course, she surprises me because she always does things that I wouldn't have thought of, but just kind of her approach to it. And watching her, I've never seen anyone like that. She's so talented, and she does so many different things at the same time. It's really interesting to see her watch, and I love all of our cast. Kirsten and Elle I've known since they were younger, and it's really fun to see them together, and they have kind of a different approach, I think, than Nicole and Colin. So it's an interesting mix, and then the young actresses, and I'm so happy with our cast and how they all work together. Colin's a good sport about being our kind of the sex object of the movie, but also he has to be dangerous, and so he's threatening and romantic, and and he's able to do all of that. And in the book, the character is from Ireland and would have an Irish accent. So when I met Colin and he was just talking the way he does, I thought, oh, that's so perfect. And then we thought about making him American, because I really wanted to have a differentiation between this southern ladies and this northern enemy, and really feel like he's foreign and you know, different from their world, and they're all kind of soft and pretty, and he's masculine and comes in dirty and hairy and, you know, all these things. But yeah, I was happy that Colin wanted to go back to his Irish accent.
Hi movie fans! Keeping with the drama movie theme, I've got a list of great movies based on real-life drama. Catch Me If You Can, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. Erin Brockovich, starring Julia Roberts. A Beautiful Mind, starring Russell Crowe. Remember the Titans, starring Denzel Washington. Men of Honor, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. Coach Carter, starring Samuel L. Jackson. Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon. Changeling, starring Angelina Jolie. The Blind Side, starring Sandra Bullock. Raging Bull, starring Robert De Niro. What's your favorite based on real-life drama movie? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe and ring the notification bell to always receive the latest trailers the moment they are online. Bye bye!